There was one time we were filming a podcast and Alexa was like, do you ever see people that like you know from your classes and you don't know whether or not to say yes or no? And I was like,
yes
what do you
or no?
mean, yes or no?
I literally was trying to say hi.
Hi or bye?
Hi or not. Like, do you say
Like,
hi
do you say
or
hi?
no?
Wait, yeah,
and then I
get
said,
that.
do you mean like smash or
And
pass?
I was like, oh, like let me restart. And I even said it like a second time, and I still
and
kept
she
saying
still said yes,
yes
or,
or
no.
no.
Yes or no?
Hey generators, welcome back to season 6 episode 1 of For the Generation Welcome back to season 6 episode 1 of For the Generation podcast. We are your hosts, Natalia Velasco
And Alexa Gomez.
Welcome back. We're so excited to start off our junior year with this interview.
So today we have Sophia Ordoñez from Brown University, and she's going to be telling us about her experience as a first-gen college student. She is double majoring in economics and public health. She's also the campus engagement coordinator for the Latinx Student Union, financial chair for the public health departmental undergrad group, secretary for the Latinx Program House at Brown, treasurer for First Gens at Brown, an analyst in the healthcare investment group, and an undergraduate research in the Brown School of Public Health. Very involved.
You have a very impressive resume.
Thank you.
So you're on summer break right now?
Oh, wait. She's a junior. I didn't even say what year she was.
She's a junior, by the way.
I'm sorry, guys.
In case you didn't
I
hear.
didn't write it down.
When do you go back to school?
I go back this Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
How long was your break?
So I came back May 21st, I believe.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so about like 3 months-ish. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's
It's like about this
yeah, it's like the same.
same-ish as ours.
Yeah, you guys just start earlier.
Yeah.
And we end earlier.
We were out like, when did you go back, Alexa?
Well, I didn't go because I went to Germany.
Oh,
but
yes.
We
But
finished
when would you
classes
have
like
gone
the
back?
first week of May.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
done
okay,
like
yeah.
the second, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When does your winter break start?
Oh, gosh.
Like the first week of December, I think.
Oh.
No, that's early, Alexa.
Yes, that's like the
No,
end of
our-
finals.
Our finals are like the week of like the 14th.
Last day of classes is December 8th.
But
So
then
it's
we
like,
have finals like the week after that. So it's
Mhm.
like mid-December.
Mid-December.
Yeah.
But like mostly all of my finals are usually always like papers. So that's why I think I was thinking like first week.
Yeah.
I think our last final was like December 21st.
Oh, okay.
That's like so
kinda
close
late.
to Christmas.
Oh, I know.
So when do you fly back? Like that day or?
Last year I did, and that's my brother's birthday. So
Oh
like
my
I flew
God.
right
That
during his birthday.
sucks.
But yeah.
So, can you tell us more about like the major process at Brown and how you picked your major? Because I think you create your own majors, right, at Brown?
You can,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So at Brown, we're kind of quirky. We call them concentrations, not
Ooh,
majors.
fancy.
So I don't know why, but yeah. And essentially, you have until the end of sophomore year, which I think is kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
You have to find an advisor. And that could be one of your like past professors. So for econ, I use one of my past professors, and then I technically haven't declared my public health one yet.
Okay.
But for that one, I think I'm just gonna randomly assign a advisor because I think I'm more focused on econ, so that's like the one that I wanted to like get an actual advisor that like knows me more. But other than that, it's like I think it's a similar process. You just declare end of sophomore year. You can declare before if like you know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And when you declare, you have to essentially I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but you have to like plan out all your courses for the rest of the 4 years. And so it's not like set in stone, so I have to update mine, but you can just go into your little portal and update it whenever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As far as like, oh wait, I have 2 questions. Sorry.
Go for it.
Do you guys have like the option to do minors, or is it all just like concentration?
Yeah, we don't have minors. So we have certificates. So it's like you can get a certificate in like data analysis. There's a few, but I'm not going to get a certificate. Yeah. But it's pretty common for people to double concentrate.
Okay.
And then if they kind of like what you were saying, if they don't have a concentration that you want to do, you can kind of make your own.
Okay.
And
That's
then
cool.
that's like a whole different process to get it like approved.
sense.
Yeah.
And then like as far as like picking your classes and stuff, if you have like your set like plan, do you just like get whatever classes you want, or like how does that?
Like, how does registration
work?
I mean, that's the hope. But so, I mean, seniors get priority, then juniors, and then follows. So like you have the class in mind that you want, but if it runs out of space, if it gets full, you just don't get it.
Okay.
And the way registration works is like you do it the semester before, and then we have shopping period, which I don't know if you guys have something similar, but it's like we have our first 2 weeks are essentially shopping. So we're shopping the class. If we don't like it, we can drop it. And then we can also sit into other classes that we might want to take. And then, so let's say my first day of school is next Wednesday. So like on Wednesday, I can sit on a class that like I think I want to take that was full. I can sit in, talk to the professor, get on the wait list, and then if people who sat on it don't want it and leave, then I can take their spot.
So you have 2 weeks to leave
to do that.
We only have
We
like
literally have
till Friday
Friday of the first week of school.
to drop a class.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
The thing with that is you have to do all the homework that's assigned. Like you may or may not get
three classes. You have to do all of them.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Like that's more for like a class that's like you have to do like actual homework. But if it's readings, like
You can get away.
That's crazy. Are there any like core classes or like general classes you guys had to take?
No. So we have an open curriculum, which means, I mean, I think the only requirement is a writ class, which is like a writing class, because I think they want to make sure we know how to write. And the only requirement for that is one between your freshman and sophomore year, and then one between your junior and senior. So 2 in total.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We have like 10 cores, I feel like. That
We have so many cores, probably more than 10.
Well, like some of our like major classes kind of overlap with it. So, but even then, it's still a lot of cores.
Yeah.
How many classes are like for your actual major?
I don't even know.
I was actually looking at my degree works this morning because
Because mine is probably like, let's see, 12 for econ, 12 for public health.
Okay.
Maybe it's probably around that.
4 classes.
Because you guys do credits, like by like.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think I've talked to you about this.
Our credit is just like one. I don't know, because it's like one class is one credit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like, how many do you need to graduate?
32.
Oh,
So then it's probably essentially the same thing.
it's probably just like the
So
same.
it's like we gotta take 32 classes.
Our classes are 4 credits each, or some of them can be 3 depending on like how long it meets.
There is even
whatever.
like 2 and 1, but those are like small, like whatever classes.
or even
Not
like
whatever, but,
0.
like, yeah.
Not really like
Like our
educational.
orientation class was 0 credits.
But
You guys have an orientation class?
We had to take
Yeah,
it
freshman year.
Interesting.
It was like
Yeah.
5 weeks. Well, there was like the first to go one, and then
And then
the
another
LMU
one.
one.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foundations, 4 explorations, and 3 integrations. Those are like our cores.
Okay.
So we have a lot of
Yeah.
cores. And then I guess it depends for the major, right? How many you have?
Yeah. Each major is probably different.
I'm pretty sure.
Like I know engineering, at least in Brown, is like 18, 20 maybe.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they can't really double.
Then so I think my Spanish one is less because I was able to like test out of some classes.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
majors, and I think I'm more ahead on that one than my.
Do you guys get
sociology.
AP credit?
Yeah, but it's like kind of hard for some of them. Like they don't always let you use
To like
it.
use it as credit. So
I
I
didn't
think
use any.
for us it's only like you can skip a class but you don't get credit.
Oh,
for
got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
My-
that makes sense.
Yeah, isn't
Did
that like
you
the same
get any?
thing? My Spanish ones too.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mine didn't really apply to my majors or anything, so. they were
Oh,
like,
so you can
"No."
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of have like more flexibility to like take whatever you want, even if it doesn't apply to your major.
Yeah, so they kind of encourage us to take fun classes and step out of our comfort zone. So I took a computer science class.
Ooh.
My
Did you like it?
No. But at least I know.
Yes.
It was supposed to be my fun class, turned out to be like the most difficult class that semester, because it's just you have to dedicate a lot of time into it, and for some reason I thought it was going to be like fun, do like coding some little
Did you want to be a
games.
STEM major?
STEM?
Yeah. Did you want to do STEM?
I think way back I was originally pre-med.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of turned to me being pre-health, like maybe going to law school for healthcare.
Okay.
And then I took intro to economics, and I was like, this is super interesting, and then kind of followed that path more. But yeah, that was a while
like
back.
I feel like you were like STEM.
Yeah, I used to be.
So what do you want to do with econ? Do you know?
So this summer I had an internship with JP Morgan, which is kind of like an introduction to the financial services, and that was something that like kind of opened my eyes, because you really get to see the behind the scenes kind of like how literally everything works. So definitely going to continue that. And I see myself doing that for like, I think 10 years maybe.
Okay.
And then I definitely want to try to get back into the public health.
Oh, that's super cool.
World, yeah.
So you can do a little bit of both.
For sure.
So what are the programs available at Brown for first-gen students?
Yeah, so we have a program called UFly, which is undocumented first-gen and low-income students. And in one of our libraries, we have like the 5th floor is dedicated to that center essentially, and so there's 2 staff people who work there who we can kind of use them as extra advisors. So our freshman year we get assigned a random advisor, and if they're not as helpful, you can rely on them. So that's something that I did freshman year. And then additionally, you just get to meet other like first gen students, because cool. I mean, Brown is Brown, and like Brown is Brown. And you just gotta like find that community that reminds you of home. And we all have very similar experiences, so we all go to that floor to study, meet a lot of new people, host a lot of events, and yeah, so that's, they also taught us about eGap, which is something Brown offers. So let's say you need to buy something for school that's not on the, or it's on the syllabus, but not in the bookstore. Or it's like you need it for a class, but it's not given to you. You can buy it and then get reimbursed for it.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and then also like, I'm from Cali, right? And our winters over there are so cold. I didn't have any like winter gear. So your first year they give all low income students, I think they give us like $500 to buy winter gear. That's so good. Yeah, so they have like different stuff like that. And then for JP Morgan, like this summer, I didn't have any like professional clothing, and that's expensive. So you tell them how long it is, like you don't have anything. And then I mean, it is kind of tedious because you have to like basically online shop and like get an estimate of things. And what they teach us is like reach high, find expensive things, and then they'll match it pretty much. So they matched that, and that helped me buy clothes. So it's like little things like that. They have like different programs that offers to give you money for first gen students.
Would you change anything, or do you think it's like pretty good? It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds really
good. Though I think honestly it needs more funding, because again, like my first year, what was in it? Oh, they had storage. You can ask for like to match your storage, like whatever storage cost. And then this year they only gave us $100, which is like, I think my first year the total was around $500. Yeah. So it seems like they're kind of taking money away from it. Yeah. So we definitely need more money, because there's more first gen students and low income students going to Brown. So that is one thing that they should like look into more. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of first gen programs are very underfunded. Like
definitely.
At LMU, it's like severely underfunded.
Really?
Yeah, like our boss, Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
We love you. Is always like scrambling all the time, like to find funding, because they just like don't want to give us more. Dang. And they took in double the amount of kids for like the program.
Well, I think she said the reason why for that is like to like make LMU think First to Go is like a serious thing. Like look at, because they do so much. Our cohort was only 20. Now it got 40. So it's like, look, it actually exists. People are actually like first gen. Like this is an actual like issue. So, but hopefully this goes well with the 40 kids.
Hopefully. But yeah, funding is a very important issue.
How is it being first gen with an older sibling for you?
Okay, so I think when I was in high school, even my mom was confusing me, because she was like, oh, you're not first gen because Kevin's first gen. So I was like, oh, am I not? Because like I have an older brother who's gonna technically be the first to go. Right. But then like you kind of learn that it's like us as a generation. And I definitely got to learn through his experience. He definitely wanted to stay close to home. Again, because it's new, right? And so it seemed more secure for him to stay close to home. And then when I was looking through that whole process, I was like, yeah, I can stay here, but what if I push a little further and like go outside of campus or outside of home? And so the college application process was also something that like I was like kind of like, what is this about, right?
Yeah.
He was very helpful towards my college application process as well. It kind of like made me know what to expect and like start preparing earlier, which I think was also beneficial into me like researching where else I could go. Financial aid, he helped a lot with FAFSA.
That's so nice.
Yeah, FAFSA
is
is
a pain.
terrible. Because he would pull up his FAFSA and then we would do it together. So super helpful. Yeah,
that's super cool.
Did you consider coming to LMU because of him?
That's a great question.
Actually, wait, Kevin's like friends with Memo, who created this podcast.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, no. But now that I have Alexa here, I'm like, in another life, I definitely would have come to LMU. But I think, so he was a commuter because we're maybe like 15, 20 minutes away.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I think for me, it's like, I don't want to live at home. Like, I kind of want to have my own separate experience. So I was thinking more like UCLA, but like, again, that top thing in my head was like out of state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I also wanted like a smaller school. Like, I don't know why, but like in my head, LMU was like this huge school. And like, it is bigger than Brown, but it's like, now that I was like,
it's bigger than Brown?
Way bigger than Brown.
Oh
yeah.
You
Brown
have like 2 libraries.
Yeah, we only have this one.
Brown is like 6K students, I think. Yeah.
I think we're like barely 7, maybe.
Let's see.
Really? Because I don't know why the campus just looks bigger, but maybe it's like the same. But yeah, in my mind, it looked huge, and I was like, not for me. But yeah, definitely not when I was applying, but like now I'm wondering like what it would have been if I did come to LMU.
8,600 students.
Is that also with grad? Or no?
No, I don't think so.
That's undergrad.
They took a lot then this year. How was the transition for you from high school to college?
So I did this like pre-orientation program. So I left in like August 25th, my freshman year, so like way earlier. And it was specifically for students of color. And I'm so glad I did that because that's kind of like where I met the foundation of like my friend group who I'm still friends with today. But it did kind of open my eyes because it's like it's for people of color. Yeah. But from different like income levels. Oh, okay. So I'm like, whoa, this is what it's like. Opens your eyes to like the real world. But I did that, and so it definitely did make me feel at home because like I did find like the first gen low income students through that. And then it's led by like upperclassmen, so it's like you can see how happy they are in a sense, which is really encouraging. But surprisingly, I didn't really get homesick. I think I was just more excited about the fact that it's like something new. And yeah, like really grateful that I was able to like make that friendship there. Yeah.
That's good that you didn't get homesick. I literally got homesick and I'm like an hour away.
Where are you from?
I'm from Whittier, like edge of LA County. Yeah. So not far at all. Like 45 minutes away. But I was like homesick the first week.
Home every weekend.
Yep.
Alexa, come help me take out my laundry.
Because I was going to leave every Friday.
No, not every Friday, but it was a lot.
A lot of Fridays. Most Fridays.
See, but did you want to go far for college?
No.
See, that's a different,
I'm also the oldest. Which, that's why I think it's interesting that you said, like, your brother wanted to stay close to home.
Because he's the oldest,
Yeah. And, like, Alexa's not the oldest, and she's far from home. But your sister came. But, like, Angel's also not far from home, and he's the oldest.
And the youngest.
Yeah.
Or not, well, the middle. The youngest
far.
hasn't left to college.
Yeah, my sister's at Berkeley. That's far.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. That's just interesting to me when you said that. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not far from home.
Because I don't know. I think as a younger sibling, you see, like, they went this far. Let me do a little more.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But I'm still here.
No, yeah, because I was like, I want to stay nearby. But we were also, like, post-COVID. So I feel like that definitely factored into me choosing to stay so close to home.
Yeah.
Did COVID affect your first year at Brown?
All of our classes, actually, let me see. I think most of our classes were in person. We just had to wear masks. Everything was recorded in case like people did get COVID, but not really, I wouldn't say. Yeah.
I think ours was the same.
Yeah, it's just spring semester. We were 2 weeks online. The beginning. So it was like January, because it's after like vacations and all that stuff when everyone gets COVID. That's why everyone's saying like COVID's coming back, but I think it's because everyone was traveling.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't shut
I don't think so. I hope not. So how does housing work at Brown? Because I know you live in the Latinx house. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so freshman year, you just get randomly assigned to one of the freshman dorms. I was lucky. I got the only one that has like a sink in your room. So I got to brag about that. But it's literally just a sink. Like we still have communal bathrooms. But it was like I have contacts, so it was like super helpful for
nice.
that.
Yeah.
And then from there, you can either go into like the normal lottery or into a program house. So there's like wellness, which is like everybody wants to live in wellness. It's like the newest dorm, but super hard to get into, like a whole application. Then there's also different program housing, so like environmental housing, there's Latinx house, Spanish house, French house, like a bunch of different things. And so I applied to Latinx and Spanish, and essentially I don't want to say they're the same thing because some people don't like that, but it's like Latinx house, you identify as being Latino, Latinx. And then Spanish house is if you want to be somewhere where you can speak Spanish or like learn Spanish, but they're both in the same building. So Latinx house is like basement, first floor, Spanish house, second, third, and then French. But yeah, so my sophomore year, I lived in Latinx house, which was super fun. I got to like meet more Latinos that I didn't know my freshman year. And it really is just a community. So I got to be on their e-board first as treasurer, then as secretary. We just make like little events. So like we've cooked together, we've had movie nights, self-care nights. And it's like a cozy little environment. It definitely feels more like home in that house rather than like my freshman year.
Yeah. How many people like live in that floor?
Okay, so it's basement and first floor. I think it's around 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then probably 30 more in Spanish house who are like also Latinos. Yeah.
Do most people live in like program houses?
I would think so. I know like the majority of Latinos like went through Latinx house and then like outside housing once they like go to senior year. And then if not, it's like I said, wellness. Like I've applied to wellness, haven't gotten it, but I think maybe that's a senior year thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, I think like it's a good pathway. Yeah.
Where are you living this year?
I'm living again in Latinx, just into so it's mainly singles. Last year I got the last single, which was like 79 square feet, which was like super small, but I mean, I made it work.
You made it work.
And then this year I'm gonna go into a bigger single. So
slay. Yeah. I wish I had a single.
Singles.
So
and then
nice.
she was talking to me earlier that the singles are the same price as other housing.
Oh yeah, like you just pay for housing in general.
That's so nice.
Versus here, it's like a 5,000 difference or like 4,000.
It's different. How's the food at Brown?
Ooh. I mean, I feel like no dining hall food is like amazing. Yeah. But we have 3 dining halls. 2 are like all you can eat, and then 1 is like you just pay for like a meal. I think that one is my favorite. Simply because like their schedule is like every Monday they have like this. It's like based on like the weekdays. Yeah. And then on the weekends they have brunch. So it's like cute. Yogurt bowl or burrito bowl. That's like my favorite day. Like we're all like waiting for that. So I think like that dining hall is probably my favorite, but the other 2 are like, they're okay. Like they have your pizzas, your pastas, like burgers, like basic stuff. But that one's definitely, and that one's close to the Latinx house. So that one's close to my heart. Yeah.
How would you say it's like being on the East Coast?
I mean, the first winter was definitely tough. Like there was a blizzard that there was like 20 inches of snow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So we were like, again, I was lucky in the dorm that I was at. You just go downstairs for the dining hall, so I didn't have to leave. But yeah, the 20 inches, they were like, you shouldn't be like outside. Yeah. And it gets cold. Like I was not prepared for how cold it was gonna get. But I think overall I kind of like it. Like I kind of like having that experience because I know it's just going to be for the 4 years. Yeah. And then like I see myself coming back here. So that's kind of like how I see it. I'm like, oh, like this is just an experience for a little bit. I'll push through. But Yeah, definitely cold. And it's also way hotter than I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't know. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's only cold over there.
Yeah.
But their summers are so humid and hot. Like, when I moved there freshman year, like, I went, like, mid-August. It was so hot and humid. I was, like, sweating as soon as, like, you step outside.
Gosh.
So,
and humid is, like, the worst type of hot, I feel like.
Yeah. So it was definitely different, but I kind of get excited by, like, different stuff.
I have a question. So, like, here in California, we say we're going to the snow. Have you, like, said that to people over there and they look at you, like,
no,
weird?
Oh my gosh, actually, but, like, people don't know that there's snow in California.
Wait, start over.
That there's snow here.
People don't know that California has, like, snow, like, in the mountains. And I'm like, because we have everything.
Wait, so what do they say when you say, like, it snows?
It's snowing. Like,
no. Like, I mean, like, if she tells them, like, oh, yeah, like, we have snow in California. Like, what do they say?
I mean, they just don't, like, they're know
like,
that
what?
there was,
because my roommate, she's from Colorado, and I was like, I look like I'm going to the snow, and she looked at me like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the snow.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. I've never said that.
I say that too.
What does
like,
she
but, like,
say?
I know what you mean, but I've never said that over there.
Yeah.
What does she say?
She was like, you can't go to the snow. Like
it just snows.
It just snows. Because for her, the snow just comes to her.
See, the snow for us is not where we are.
Yeah, so we have to go to the snow.
Yeah.
But, like, if you think about it, it is weird that we say we go
going
to the snow.
Yeah. Like, just say where you're going.
No, I will say, do you guys remember that TikTok trend where it was like, in a day you can go to the desert, the snow, and then the beach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, like, when it came into conversation over there. They're like, you guys have snow?
I was like, yeah. Of course. Never heard of Big Bear?
Oh my gosh, I haven't been to Big Bear in so long.
I know. I've only been to the snow, like, twice or 3 times in my life.
I think same, but, like, when I was little.
Yeah.
I always used to go a lot as a kid. But I get altitude sickness, so I don't like going anymore.
Oh, my God, Alexa.
Yeah.
No, yeah. My mom is, like, from a beach town in Mexico, so she hates the cold. So we did not go to the snow very often. How do you fly home? Like, what's that process like for you?
Wait, I read her this question and she's like, on a plane? And I was like,
on a plane.
Do you have to explain it? Because Alexa was like, yeah, it's really complicated.
Well, that's because you know,
at first it was complicated.
At first it was super complicated because I think I was used to flying. I mean, before Brown, I didn't really fly that much. But, like, when I would go, like, let's say my family's from El Salvador. When we would go to El Salvador, it would always be, like, direct flights. So I was used to direct flights, but to Providence, which is where, like, Brown is located, there's no direct flights from LA.
Oh.
So Boston is, like, the closest thing. And so we flew to Boston, and then you would have to take the train or you would take the bus from the airport to the train station, then train station to the Providence train station, then Uber to campus.
Oh my god!
And so, like, that was the whole thing. And then freshman year, I would do it, like, reversed to get back to Boston and then to LAX.
And by yourself too?
I did have another friend who was from LA.
Oh, that's good.
So we would do it together, but it was still, like, we would be drained.
Yeah.
Wasn't that expensive? Like,
yeah, it turned out to be
Uber train.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we, like, learned that it's so much easier to just do a layover. I mean, I think one thing we were scared about is, like, losing our luggage.
Yeah.
Like, or just getting it delayed if it didn't show up.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that ever since. So much easier. Like, you do a layover in New York and Charlotte, wherever, and it's like an hour layover and you land in Providence's airport and then just Uber to campus.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, way easier.
A lot more simple.
How far is the airport?
It's like 25-minute, 30-minute Uber.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean,
just,
Providence
like,
is
super close.
small.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How's the process for you guys, like, as far as study abroad?
So easy. I feel like they really encourage people to go study abroad. I mean, it's cheaper for the university to send you to. But especially for, like, low-income students, they make it super accessible. So pretty much everyone gets in if you apply. And then what they do is they do Brown's or whatever they give you as aid minus, like, the tuition of Barcelona, for example, and then you get to keep the rest. So
that's so nice.
Like, we would use that during our trip.
Yeah. Like, you're spending money type thing.
But I think a lot of low-income students go just because it's, like, they have that opportunity where, like, housing is paid. The only thing you would have to pay is, like, the flights, but I mean, with the money that they give you refunded, like,
you can do
it. Yeah. So yeah, that's exciting.
What classes are you going to be taking this upcoming?
Oh my gosh. Wait, how many classes do you guys normally take?
Like 4.
4? Okay, same. This semester I'm gonna take 5 because I need to like make sure I'm like okay with requirements before I study abroad. So I need to catch up on public health requirements. So I'm gonna do 3 of those classes and then 2 econ. But do you guys have pass or fail for your classes?
I think you can do that. You can like sign up for that. I think in like the first couple weeks. But if you do that for a core, then it won't count as a requirement as you doing the core.
Oh
yeah. Most people don't do it.
So we're encouraged to like take things.
No.
But first it's like satisfactory or no credit. So SNC. I'm thinking about taking maybe 2 to like even out the
like no
the
credit
load,
ones. Yeah, no. I don't think anyone does it here.
But it's not looked down upon.
No,
it is
I
here.
heard about someone taking like I think it was like a nutrition class and she was like I'm not going to do good in this, so she decided to do like the pass or no credit and she did that, but she still had to retake that core.
Oh, that's foul.
So like it didn't count towards nothing. You were just taking it for fun.
I think the only thing is like pre-meds,
messed
like people who are pre-med are like told not to do it because they need to see the actual grade
Oh,
when they
yeah,
apply
yeah,
to med
yeah.
school. So it's like stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But if you're not thinking about that, then it's like
It doesn't really
Doesn't
matter.
matter. Like do whatever you want.
So how does your GPA work if you're like
Oh my gosh,
using
Brown doesn't
pass-fail?
have a GPA.
So what's like
I mean, so like when you need to use it for like internship applications or something, you literally just calculate it yourself. So what some people do is they count the like SNC, like the pass or fail, as an A. And so it like boosts it.
That's so
That's
like nice.
No,
But yeah, we don't really like have a GPA
Oh.
like given to us.
Okay.
Wait, ask what classes you were taking. Like
Oh yeah.
Oh, like
Titles.
what
are
are
they
names,
called?
the titles? Okay, I'm taking my classes. Honestly, I don't really remember the title names. It's kind of bad. Oh wait, I have them on my phone, guys.
You've taken 8 a.m.s before, right?
Oh, the earliest class at Brown is 9 a.m.
Oh, never mind.
So nice.
But I have taken a 9 a.m. before. Let's see. Okay, I have inequality of income, wealth, and health in the U.S. Essentials of data analysis, the economics of Latin Americans, pathology to power, disability, health, and community. And is that all 5? Yeah, I think so.
Sounds so fancy.
Yeah.
The names, yeah.
So when do you get to pick if it's like pass fail? Like the
So
first
it's
2 weeks?
2 weeks of shopping period, and then I think you have another week.
Okay.
And then that's when you have
So
to
you can
decide.
kind of see like, okay, this is gonna be my hard class.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so nice.
So I think I'm gonna do. In my head, I want to do 2, but at least 1. Yeah,
Okay.
because 5 is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It is a lot.
because then on top of that, they have like conference sections or labs. So it's a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have like labs or anything like that.
What? Even for like health related classes?
Oh
Like
yeah,
chem?
the STEM,
STEM ones,
classes do, but we don't have like lecture and discussion type thing.
Oh.
Because like my sister, she has like for each class it's like 2 meetings.
section.
Yeah.
That's how
We
like
don't have it.
most of ours are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all our classes are like very small. Like Alexa, what's the biggest class you've had?
Like 20 something.
Yeah. Same.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay, because our lectures go up to maybe like 100 something.
Yeah. See, that makes sense though. Like for us,
Mhm.
we don't really have lectures.
But those are more like introductory
Okay,
classes.
yeah.
And then it does start to get smaller. But even I think I would say the average is like 50-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
The smallest class was freshman year and it was like 10 students. And it was like, it's called a freshman seminar. So it was like Hispanic culture through cinema. We would literally just watch movies. But it was
sounds fun.
10 around 10 students. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. All of my classes have been smaller than like my high school classes, and I went to a small high school, so it's really interesting.
No, it's a small high school too. I feel like it's the same.
Yeah, it's like the same or like sometimes a little smaller.
Does that mean that like your classes are mainly like discussions?
I feel like it depends. I've had ones where they just lecture at you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
But I'm poli-sci, so a lot of those are discussion based. For psych, I think it's a little bit of both, but it's usually just like a lecture.
Yeah, I think most of mine are lectures. And like some will be like you have to participate and like that affects your grade, but it's
Yeah.
not like
A big thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Because like our discussion like conferences, we do have to like participate.
Okay.
And that's where like the graded participation goes. But then our actual class is like a lecture.
That makes sense.
And then we had one more.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Do you want another question?
No, go ahead.
So, how did you meet Alexa?
Wait, should we tell them?
Yeah, maybe we can tell.
Let's
the
tell the
podcast.
people.
Yes, I want to hear.
So this was back in 2019.
It's gonna be 4 years of knowing you, and I've only seen her in person like
4 times, 5.
3.
No.
Oh my gosh.
3. This is the 3rd time
Wait, like after SDLC.
after SDLC. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I've known her for 4 years, and I've
Yeah.
only seen her in person 3 times. But we like
It's that long distance friendship.
we snap each other like
Every
every
day?
day. And like she'll send me like 5-minute long snap videos
to like update us on our life. Yeah, that's like a once a week thing.
It
I'm
is.
like, Alexa, guess
I'll be
what?
like walking across campus and I'm just like, don't talk to me, I'm listening to Sophia.
Yeah. So we met in 2019. Was it our
Junior
Junior
year, so it's
year
4 years.
of high
It's gonna be
school?
4 years.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. And it was in December. We went to Seattle for like a student diversity leadership conference.
And so essentially it's for like people of color who go to predominantly white schools.
High
So
schools. Yeah.
they do it in different states or like cities each year. And then we got Seattle. And then we got put in a big group. It's a bunch of people who go to these conferences. Like,
It's how many people? Because it's big.
it's big because even like
when we got into like that talent room show, like
yeah, like
it was
100
full.
kids in like our group, but even then there
was like
more
a bunch of groups. It
little
was
groups.
huge, and we randomly sat next to each other in like one of the group discussions that they had, and we just clicked.
Yeah.
And we just stuck by each other like the whole rest of the conference. And then after that, there was like the Latinx group, right, which was also huge.
And we would go together.
And we went together and we just stuck together the whole time. Yeah.
And then
she
like happened to go to her brother happened to go to LMU.
Right.
My sister went to LMU. And then we found out that her cousin and my sister are in the same sorority.
Yes,
Oh, that's crazy.
And I think they went to SDLC together.
They did.
They went to SDLC,
Yeah,
so
it
the
was like a
same
full circle.
conference. So it's like
that's
it's
like
all like
a weird
interconnected.
It was meant to be.
Exactly.
And yeah. Whoa, 4 years.
That's insane. But I've only seen you in person 3 times.
3 times.
This has been the 3rd time.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
No, it is because I saw you January of
Winter break. Wait, no.
both winter breaks.
Both winter breaks.
Coming back from
And
both
then-
winter breaks.
Yeah, because I couldn't see you on the summers.
Yeah, because I would do the first to go retreat and it was like crazy,
and then
crazy.
I went early freshman. Yeah, well,
That's crazy.
that's pretty crazy.
But now she's my BFF.
Now look at us. But we were talking about doing this podcast for like
Since last year.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah. So.
But yes, last year was too hectic. I mean, technically we're not even supposed to be working right now.
Yeah,
It's okay.
we're not getting
No one
paid
knows that.
currently.
Okay. What's the hardest thing you would say about being in an Ivy? Like, do you have is there high expectations for you?
Oh yeah. I think also, I don't know why, and I've talked to so many people about this, kind of like a sense of guilt that I go to an Ivy just because it's like sometimes in like conferences or like internships when you go around and say what school you go to, like I kind of don't want to say where I go to because it's like I don't want people to get the wrong idea of me in that sense, because it's like when I used to think about Ivy League schools, it's like, these people are like,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? Like it's like that certain type of person.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. It's like a thing that I'm like,
But you worked
combating.
hard to like get
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. But it's also like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, I don't want other people to like get the wrong idea of me. So there's that. And then there is also like the high expectations. Like I didn't think I was going to get into Brown. And so when I did in high school, like I just remember like a lot of people, not that they would necessarily say it, but they're like, how did she get in? Basically.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just like a lot of people judging you in that sense. But with that being said, like, I feel like I definitely want to encourage like more students from my high school and just like in general to like apply, because you never know. Like I didn't know. I didn't tell anybody I applied until I got in. And so that's like something I always like want more people to like know that like it is possible. And yeah, I think the hardest thing about being there is like knowing that a lot of the students had it way easier than like we have. Because I think I was telling you this, like I think the average income over there is like 500K.
Oh, wow.
And like when we're low income, we're like low income for that school.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just hard knowing that like they had tutors all their lives. They had
their parents probably went
legacies.
there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like
they had someone go over their essays, write their essays for them. Meanwhile, we were looking at each other's essays.
I know. So it's just like it's hard to know that like you're surrounded by those types of people, but in a way, you just kind of use that as like motivation to like keep going and like push further. And yeah, but that's pretty much it.
I like how you said all that. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good. Thank you for actually like doing the interview with us. I feel like we've been talking about it forever.
No, I've been so excited to like do it since that year. Yeah, a year ago today.
No. It's fine. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Sophia, for being here. We had such a great time.
You know where to find us: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
Spotify.
wherever you listen to can't talk. Wherever you listen to your podcast. And yeah, we're so excited to see you in our next episode.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Of course. Bye.
Have a great school year.
See you later.
Outro music here.